Good morning, sunshine. Monday, August 26th began with star trails in my big backyard. That's the last time you'll see that poplar and that black walnut tree. Last week I spoke with Ben at Superior Arbor Management, and he gave us an estimate for taking down the big old poplar tree and one of our black walnut trees. So before the tree guys came to us on Monday, I put the GoPro on my head and went walking on my nature trail. I collected some moss and ferns and I sped it up times 16. Around noontime, I charged up the old GoPro and put it on the kitty scratching stand outside on the deck and proceeded to assess the tree situation with the arborists. I set the old GoPro on time lapse and was quite thankful that I remembered it last minute because the new GoPro overheated and I didn't even catch the poplar tree falling down with it. So I brought the new GoPro in and let it cool off, changed the battery, and looked at the recording and was extremely disappointed that it had missed capturing the poplar tree falling down. So that first segment was speeded up times 2, and this is real time. There it goes. And that was Newsom and me going out there to tell them, y'all made that look easy. And this is funny, that was silly vamoosing back to the safety of the deck. So the rest of this is real time with the old GoPro set up on time lapse of the arborist working on the black walnut tree. That little disturbance was me getting the new GoPro and finding out it had overheated. The arborists had a Vermeer skid steer and a long rope that they hooked around a tall limb on that black walnut tree. We asked them to fell it into the trumpet vine oasis and leave about 12 to 15 feet of the trunk right there in the oasis. There you go. We recorded that from the poplar tree and immediately went to make sure that it was a black walnut, and yes, the best kind of wood for wood turning. As a matter of fact, right after we saw the trunk, took a picture, sent it to some of our friends. They were like, I'll be there in an hour. At this point in time, I was right there with the arborists, pointing out the pieces that I wanted to keep for tree cookies and other ornamental purposes. The arborist on the skid steer was very helpful and kept every piece that I wanted and even put it where I wanted it. Some pieces will act as borders, and some will be sawed off and hauled off by friends and family. The skid steer is taking the small limbs and leaves and putting it in the mulch machine. It was located at the top of the driveway, and I had to put on my noise-canceling headphones in order to tolerate its sound. At the end of the operation, there was a major cleanup. The skid steer driver did as I asked and just pushed the last bit straight into the trumpet vine oasis. The other arborist got a blower out and blew everything into place, even along the driveway where the mulch machine was. And about that time, we learned that our neighbor had asked for our mulch. I actually caught that moment before the entire operation even began. We did a little post-operation inspection and were very pleased with the results. And nobody left anything behind. There you go. So here's one of my screw-ups with a Sony, speeded up ×8. This is when the tree begins to fall. And this is me filming sideways, rotated right. Off to the left is the skid steer attached to the rope. There she comes. Kaboom! There you go. Yeah. Woo-wee. All right. So part of this gonna stay here.
Yeah, he said all that trunk wood, and maybe you want some of that bigger limb right there.
One
yeah,
limb,
they want some tree cookies. My kids.
One limb will be enough. You
think?
They'll leave whichever one you want.
While we were talking about where the mulch is going, I recorded a short-tailed skipper. Last week I did my own triangulation measurements, and I must admit, I was spot on for both trees. This is the old lab sheet that I used to use in the classroom. So using this old yardstick from Sandersville, Georgia, phone number 2341, A was 20 inches, B was 20 inches, and from that point I walked towards the tree and it was 26 meters. And when you convert 26 meters from the trundle wheel to feet, that's a little over 85 feet. There you go.